Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So are you one of these I can't do it type motherfuckers? Huh? Are you? How many things in your life are you telling yourself right now that I can't do it? When the idea pops in your head, when the dream pops in your head, you say, oh, well, I can't do that. I probably would never be able to do that. Are you listening to other people around you feed that into your head, or does that come from a natural place inside of you? You really got to sit down and see. Many times it's just coming from outside, from conditioning and programming from these weak little bitch motherfuckers that we surround ourselves. Maybe your wife, maybe your father, maybe one of your best friends, maybe your brother, maybe people at work that you run your ideas by. But we all have these little naysayers, willy-nilly weaklings who are like, well, I don't know. You better play it safe. I don't know if you're going to be able to do that. Take these motherfuckers and smack the shit out of them. Throw them off a roof. Get rid of them from your fucking life. I've realized as I've gone through my trials and tribulations over the lifetime that I've lived that anything that I truly set my mind to, I can accomplish. Because the things that I have truly desired and wanted, I've accomplished. Now, that doesn't mean I've accomplished everything that is on my little dream list or my goal list. I still have a whole life ahead of me of things to accomplish. But when I want something, I'm relentless in my mission to get it. Even if the path is unclear, even if I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, I don't see a clear plan. I'm just kind of going by the seat of my pants. I started this journey and I don't really know where it's going to take me. I never give up. I never tell myself I can't do it. When I went sober in the year 2000, it was one of the hardest things I ever had to do in my entire life. I was a full-blown alcoholic, a case of beer every day, plus a gallon of wine every day, 7 days a week. Put me in jail, don't matter. I'm making pruno, motherfucker. I will get drunk. I was doing all kinds of hard, heavy drugs all day, all the time. You couldn't stop me. And then the doctors told me, well, you can do what you want with your life, but you're going to die if you keep on this path. And I had to sit down and ask myself, is this really important to me? Am I going to be able to really make this decision? And a clear answer came to me and said, you have no choice. This is what's happening now. You're going to stop. And I stopped. I never once, ever, in my journey of being sober, ever told myself that I can't do it. And I had weak days. I had days where I desperately wanted to get high or get drunk. But I never once said I can't do this. Because I don't tell myself that when I truly want something. In fact, it's the opposite. I always told myself I can do this. I can do anything I set my mind to. All this is a battle between me and my mind, and I'll win. I had learning disabilities my whole life. Dyslexia like a motherfucker. As bad as it could get. It felt like I was called stupid for years by teachers, parents, anybody around me, friends. I was always the dumb friend. People were very open about ridiculing me and how stupid I was, and maybe I deserved it. I don't know. I got through high school barely. 4 high schools in 4 years, expelled from 3 of them. Cheated my way on every test, never read a single book. I graduated high school barely able to read. I graduated high school not able to do fractions, barely able to do anything past 1 + 1, 2 + 2. I cheated my way through high school. And I got the diploma just by the skin of my teeth. And then years later, for some reason, I decided I was going to go to college. I remember enrolling that day in class up at the campus, and I was picking out classes and filling out the form, and now you do it all online. Back those days, there was no such thing as the internet. You had to go on down to the campus and do it. I paid the money, and I stood there on campus looking around at all the people. They were all younger than me. I kind of questioned, what am I doing? But I knew in my heart of hearts that this was an important goal for me to accomplish. I wanted a college degree. I wanted to be able to say to myself, to look in the mirror and say, I'm smart, goddammit. And I got the fucking piece of paper to prove it. That was my personal goal. It doesn't have to be yours. I'm not giving you goals with this video. I'm just telling you about how I never tell myself I can't do it. And I never once told myself I can't do this. I knew that going to school and doing it legit without cheating was going to be the hardest thing I ever had done in my life. The hardest thing I'd ever done. And I'd been through hell. I'd been through all kinds of things. I'd been homeless. I had been to jail. I had been through all kinds of horrible, horrible events. That, going to college and getting a degree without cheating and going to class and studying and doing homework and taking it seriously, that was going to be the hardest thing I ever tried, the steepest mountain I ever climbed. And I knew that. And I was scared. But I never once ever, never for a single goddamn motherfucking second, told myself I can't do this. I used to get PTSD like a motherfucker on campus and all these people around me. I came right from the goddamn streets like a wild fucking feral animal into some organized college setting. I was much older than anybody there, much more experienced, even older and more experienced than many of my teachers. But this was a new environment. I didn't have this type of experience. And I felt like a fish out of water. I would get this fight or flight response by the end of each day. I would book my day solid. I wouldn't just take one class. I'd do all my classes if I could in one day. So I'd be there 4 classes in a row, bam, 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 just going through one after another. That was hard for me. I would be so triggered by the end of the day, just by being around all those people, having to deal with my own demons all day of feeling stupid, not being able to run from it, having to sit there and go through it, even if I didn't understand the material. I had this Camaro and I would just burn rubber out of that campus every single day and try to get across town away from there as fast as I could. But I never once ever told myself that I can't do this. In fact, it was the opposite. I always told myself I'll be back tomorrow. I can do this. My father got murdered. My fiance dumped me. My dog died. I lost every friend I had, all in one day, all in 1 week, all at once. That didn't happen over the course of several months. That happened all at once in 1 week, almost all in one day. But it was about 5 days. I started off that week feeling great. I had a family. I had a soon-to-be wife. I had my little life going, and by Friday, it was all done. I was homeless. My family had been murdered. My girl dumped me. Every friend I had, people I thought were homeboys, turned their back on me, didn't want to talk to me no more. And I knew I'm going to have to figure out how to climb my way up. I'm now at the bottom. I'm at the very bottom right now. I'm lower than a goddamn cockroach right now. And this is going to be one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I didn't know if I could do it. I was worried that this may be my future. This is it for me. This is what happened to Sky. Whatever happened to Sky, well, this is it. He's out in the streets. But I never once ever told myself I can't do it. Every day I woke up and hustled. Every day I woke up and fought. Within a year, I got myself back off the streets. Within a year, I was starting a business. Now, a lot happened in that year. Every day I was moving forward. But it never would have happened if I was sitting there in this wallowing, this little pussy bitch fucking world of I can't do it. It really makes me angry because I get around people that, you can't judge somebody else's trauma or their lives, but I have friends that don't really have it that hard. The mountain that they're climbing to me just looks like a hill, and they'll be sitting at the bottom of it. They're sitting at the bottom of the hill just with their arms folded and their legs crossed and just sulking. I can't do this. No one's going to pick you up and carry you. You have to attempt to walk. And I'll walk slowly. I'll walk with you. I'll give you the route. I'll give you a map. I'll be at the top of the hill saying, come on, you can do it. But you have to be able to tell yourself that, or else it's meaningless. It doesn't fucking matter what anybody else says. Motivational bullshit doesn't work. Not from an external source. All of that exists inside of you. You have to ask yourself, what kind of person are you? Are you a fighter? Are you a warrior? Or are you a pussy? You little bitch, little child, telling himself all the time, telling herself all the time, I can't do it, I can't do it. I can't lose the weight. I can't get smarter. Maybe you can't. When I started my business, my motorcycle shop that I've owned for 20 years now, this year is my 20-year anniversary. I'm proud of myself. I've lasted this long. Everybody was against me on it. My friends were rolling their eyes. What do you know about motorcycles? My family was laughing. You don't even have any money. How are you going to start a business? You don't have any money. The industry itself wasn't really vibing on my market niche, what I was trying to do. I wanted to do different kind of bikes than the Jesse James guys. Everybody was doing this Jesse James bullshit. The same choppers. I didn't want to do those choppers. And the industry itself, other motorcycle shop owners, the dealership, salesmen that I knew, everybody in the industry was just like, man, this guy, it's a stupid plan. It's not going to work. Maybe you're not right for this. And I never gave up. I never once in 20 years, never one single day told myself I can't do it. Did I have doubts about where this business is going and what the future is? Of course. Did I ever see it ending? I never saw an end. I never visualized an end. I never even entertained that possibility. Even in the darkest days, even when I was in the hole with no idea what to do today, show up to the business. You have your little job. Your boss has your schedules laid out for you. You own a business. You got to lay the schedule out. Every day you show up, you have to figure out what to do. You don't have someone telling you. You don't have a little worksheet that says, okay, do this, do that. You're not on an assembly line. You got to figure it out every single day. And those days would be hard, would be daunting, sometimes I wouldn't even know what I was doing. And I never gave up once. I'm still here. I've watched people that used to talk shit about me, laugh at me behind my back, other shop owners, all these little Jesse James motherfuckers. All those guys used to laugh at me. Where are they now? Where the fuck are they now? I'm still here. I never once said I can't do it. So if you can't do it, you can't. If you can't do it, you can't. If you're telling yourself that you can't do something, you can't do it. You failed already. You're a fucking failure. You're a goddamn loser. Winners don't talk about failing in that respect. You have to understand what success is. Success isn't always $1 million. Success isn't always a brass ring. Sometimes success is just a lesson that you learn in life. You have to understand what failure is. People get so wrapped up in this idea of what they think success is, and then they immediately turn into little bitch pussies, weaklings, and say, well, I can't do that. You got to set your sights on the right thing. You got to have your eye on the right prize. Never tell yourself you can't do it. Tell yourself the opposite. Tell yourself I can do it. Even if I don't know what to do, I can do this. Even if I have no direction, I'm going to do this. Even if everybody else around me is making fun of me and telling me I can't do it, you tell yourself I can do it. Fuck them. Just turn your music up, put your little headphones on, and go do it. The greatest people that have ever lived follow their drive, not the bullshit that these weak motherfuckers around them are talking about. These glass ceiling motherfuckers. You know what that is? There's all kinds of people around you that are going to hold you down under this glass ceiling. They don't want you to succeed. That's evil. It's all around you all the time. You can't pay attention to none of it. Because if you do, you failed. The second you start telling yourself, I can't do it, you've already failed. You're a failure. I don't tell myself those words. It's just something to think about.